Hi everybody, this is Julie. I am the Fat Happy Vegan, and today I want to have a very serious conversation with you about stuffed grape leaves. Okay, the serious part is that I did not eat these things until I was in my 50s. And if you're like me and you've got some weird food thing from when you were a kid, I really want to encourage you to try whatever it was that made you go ew one more time and see if it really is the same. So I was out for Greek food with my friend Carson, and he ordered a stuffed grape leaf appetizer, and I thought I should try these. So he cut one in half for me, little tiny bite. Tried it. It was really good. And it dawned on me that I probably had one as a kid that maybe had like a little stringy part. I probably cheated myself out of a good 30 years of something that I would really enjoy. So I am going to show you my recipe for stuffed grape leaves because, of course, as soon as I had them at the restaurant, I needed to try making them myself. And I discovered a couple of shortcuts to make them really fast, really easy. So come with me to the kitchen. We're going to make stuffed grape leaves. So here we've got a jar of grape leaves. I bought these at a local international market, but if you can't find a store like that near you, I know that these exist on Amazon. When you open the jar, it looks like one big mush, and it's not. There's 3 little bundles in here, and you'll see when you take them out, they're tied in string. You're just going to take the string off, cut it with scissors, and then put them on a plate and give them a quick little rinse one at a time. Don't worry about breaking the leaves. If you break a couple of them, you'll be able to use those to line the pot later on. So here we are with the leaves all spread out on a plate. They're awfully pretty. There are these little tiny stems in the center of each leaf, and you're going to take those stems and cut them off. Kitchen scissors, I think, are really the best tool to do this with. So just separate out a leaf, grab your scissors, and you're going to give this just a little circumcision. Boop, that's it. I've got 2 tablespoons of fresh chopped dill. Here's a really fun shortcut. Because this is a time-involved recipe, I'm taking shortcuts. One of them is brown rice from Trader Joe's. You can get it anywhere. It's frozen, and so it cooks up really fast, and for some reason it also just holds together. It's a good sticky rice. Another ingredient that I put in that not everybody else does is spinach. And I'm just using, again, frozen chopped spinach. This is a pack that has no pesticides. Makes me happy not to eat stuff that's poisonous. I'm doing another shortcut with squeezed garlic and bottled lemon juice. These are pretty good brands. They taste good. And then in this container, I've got tofu that I've been brining in lemon water and salt. I'm using half of a container of tofu that I have been brining for 2 days. I've also got a little bit of parsley from my garden. You can see I'm not using very much. Parsley has a very strong flavor. It adds a freshness to this dish, but I don't want it to overpower the dill, so I'm just using a little bit. I'm just sweating out some onions here. I'm using the steam fry method. I'm going to add a little bit of salt in here just to help them sweat out, and I'm only going to cook them till they're translucent before I add in the rest of my ingredients. The onions are starting to look really good. I've got a little parsley in there now, just giving them a little bit of a stir. While the onions finish cooking, I'm lining the bottom of my Instant Pot with some grape leaves so that when the grape leaves that are stuffed cook, they don't burn. When the onions are translucent, add the rice. After the rice, throw in a little bit of that dill. Give everything a good stir and just let it cook. I've added in about 2 teaspoons of that shortcut minced garlic, and I'm throwing in a little lemon juice. Just make sure you taste along the way. If it tastes good, it's going to be good. I've thrown in a little bit of that frozen spinach now. I'm going to let that cook in with the mix. And here I've crumbled in my tofu feta, and I'm going to stir that into the pot. If you've been following my blog, you know I have a thing for this product I call Whey, W-H-E-Y. that is left over when I make homemade soy yogurt. It adds a buttery flavor and a stickiness to other dishes. So I'm going to put about 1/8 of a cup of this in with the rice mixture. All right, everything has come together. It's heated through. The smell of this is just amazing. Garlic, dill, onion. It's going to be so good. So the only thing that's left to do now is to stuff our grape leaves. I am just going to let this cool for half an hour to an hour so I can handle it. Okay, I'm ready to start assembling my grape leaves. I'm going to take a little bit of the filling and just using my hands, I'm going to make a little torpedo out of it and place it right in the center of the first grape leaf. And you can see that there's these little segments of the leaf. These two that are furthest away from me, I'm going to fold those in first so that I can cover up the little hole between the two of them when this is all done. If you've ever made a burrito, this will come easy to you. If not, just keep playing with it. It gets easier and easier as it goes. After I do those two, I'm folding in the side segments. And then the last little piece is to just roll it toward me, toward that little last tail that's hanging out there. And when I do this, it hides any imperfections. And voila, there's the first one done. And through the magic of video, here they all are, finished and completed. It really doesn't take very long at all. You can do these in front of the TV set. You can make it part of your meditation practice. It's actually kind of a fun thing to do with your hands, mindless but satisfying. I'm doing this in an Instant Pot. You can do it in any kind of a steamer. I've got a little bit of water in the bottom, and then I'm going to line this with some of those broken or too small or not quite right grape leaves. So there they are. I've got the stuffed leaves stacked on top of that bed of leaves, and I'm just going to let this cook in the Instant Pot for about 2 minutes on steam. When you steam in an Instant Pot, the thing to remember is that you're probably going to do the slow release method afterwards, so you really only need to steam for a minute, maybe 2 tops. And then that slow release part afterwards will get the leaves really warmed through all the way. They're already cooked. So you're just tenderizing the leaves a little bit. If you do this in a regular steamer basket, do it for maybe 10 minutes. You'll be fine. And here is a little optional ingredient that I highly recommend adding. Toast up a few pine nuts, and when they're all ready to go, you've got them on a serving platter, just sprinkle these over the top. They taste really good and they make the dish look beautiful. So I'm part of a vegan cooking club, and our last meeting was all about vegan appetizers. I brought these yummy grape leaves to share with everybody, and man, were they good. Mm. Mm-hmm.